morning and welcome to another episode of Real Estate Real Talk, where we bring you the real tea on DXB Realty. This podcast is brought to you by Al Isaid Homes, and this is Duha Al Isaid, your host. Our guest today is not only the youngest broker in our company, but could easily be one of the youngest brokers in the whole city. And ironically, he's one of our senior brokers, although he is a junior. Welcome, Ali Taha.
Thank you, Duha, for your kind words. It's good to be here.
Good to have you here. So usually I start off by asking the brokers about their journey and why they started real estate. But for you, I'm going to add a little bit of a twist where I'm going to talk about my perspective as well. So when Ali joined us, he was just turning 18. And before anyone comes at me, he joined as an intern. He used to message me. Do you remember this? So a couple years ago, he used to message me, "Hey, Duha, I have a week off uni. If you want anything, any paperwork to be done, any meetings, you want to be dropped off, you want to be available, you want me to be available with you
Exposure.
on client meetings." Exactly. I'm ready. I'm here. And at the beginning, I was like, "What's wrong with this kid?" You know. But then after that, when he was persistent, I was like, "This guy's very, very ambitious. He might actually be a great addition to the team." And I was not wrong. I was right. Okay, a little too full of yourself there. But he joined us as an intern, and Ali actually closed his first deal, an off-plan unit in JVT, on his first day. Literally on his first day of work. And as much as I was thrilled, I was a little worried. I was like, is this even legal? And then I handled the meeting. I gave him his referral fee, which is actually full commission. And from that time onwards, he actually kind of just took off. So talk to us a little about your journey and why you decided to join real estate as an industry. And how long have you been making money for? Because, you were pretty young.
I've been making money ever since I could remember, honestly. 10 years maybe, 10, 12 years. Yeah. Remember more, but been making money for that long.
Like in diapers? Sorry.
So basically my journey of how I started real estate it's actually goes way back before real estate because I've always been business oriented.
I can attest to that, guys.
When I was 12 years old, I was distributing takis to supermarkets. So yeah, basically I always knew I was very smart. So
You are.
Yeah.
You are.
And I met Duha through my sister. She's my sister's friend. And then when I met Duha and I saw what they were doing in this company, I saw what they were doing in the market, like I could actually use my brains to get a significant amount of money. Like, as I mentioned before, I was making money ever since I could remember. But here was like the last piece of the puzzle where I could see you put in this much work and you actually get significantly paid for it.
Like the amount of work you put in is directly equal to
how much you make.
You make. Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I love. One of the most things that I love about real estate is you can always generate work for yourself.
Right? There's no cap. I will say this. I'm like, imagine you're in a business. Sky's not even the limit. Like, you can skyrocket.
Yeah,
you can exceed the sky because there is no cap. It's about how much money generating activities are you willing to do per day. And that takes me again to a very important point. Ali might easily be the most hardworking person in the team. Someone who's willing to... Ali is the only person in the team who I would sit down with and be like, no, strike a life-work balance. This is not healthy. Whereas with everyone else, I'm like, work more,
Okay.
Honestly, because he's actually willing to dedicate every single minute of every hour of the day in order to make money. And I myself, being the company owner, have actually learned a lot about strong will, about determination from someone as young as Ali, which if that tells you anything, it tells you that, I'm not going to say the cliche of age is just a number, but it does not just being 40 years old does not mean you're more competent than the person who's 21 years old, because the amount of effort and legwork that Ali actually puts for his clients is significant.
No, it's true. I think actually being younger gives me more energy, which is actually an advantage.
What you mean?
And by the way, I swear, I'm not paying Duha to say this. But yeah, basically, no, I think it's a huge advantage actually because have more.
Oh, I just got the joke. Yeah, no, you definitely have that advantage. I do think a lot of it comes from not the physical energy, but even that like brain freshness. You know,
my brain is fresh. Yeah,
it is. And Ali, mashallah, tabarakallah, and I want y'all viewers to say mashallah as well, managed to transact 4 off-plan deals on his first 2 months with us in the company. So again, if that tells you anything. And you know what? Ali also, out of all the brokers with us, has, well, him and 2 others, but he has the best relationship with his clients. And they all call him bro.
For some reason.
I noticed that. Everyone calls it like, hey bro, and you're also like, hey bro. But he actually has the best relationship with his clients and they trust him a lot. And despite his very young age, he's able to give very, very solid advice and information. I think a lot of that comes because of your background in education.
In finance, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I think that's actually another advantage because most of my clients that I have very good relationships with, they see a young guy, educated, knows a lot about the market. And to be honest, most of the agents in the market don't know much about the market. So when they see that and they see that ambition, then they do support.
100%. Okay, on that note of agents not knowing much and you being, achieving so much success, mashallah, tabarakallah, at a young age, what advice would you give to agents?
So many advices. Wait,
give
can
us
I start
2.
with 3?
Yeah, okay, give us top 3, quick ones.
Top 3. And by the way, this is what I actually applied to myself, and this is what I would give to myself if I were to start over again. The first advice would be to get educated, know about the market, know what you're selling. Any agent can get lucky and sell 1, 2, or even maybe 3 units. Mm-hmm. But in order to make something great out of it, or at least make a living, make it sustainable, you have to know, basically. You have to get educated about the market. Know the quality you're selling. Know what projects make money. Know your client's interests. And the second advice is actually linked to the first one, because I think these 2, you need them to survive in this business. The second one is to know how to value a long-term business relationship with your clients, rather than what we call it as a hit and run.
Hit and run, yes, correct.
Which is just closing someone just to get 1 commission and that's it. And if you think about it, if you want longevity in this market, a long-term business relationship is way more profitable as well.
100%.
So these 2, I think they're crucial.
Why are you laughing?
The third one would be, I know nowadays, no means no. I'm joking. Yes, I know no means no, but in real estate it doesn't.
No stands for next opportunity.
No, I'm actually saying it doesn't. So the bundle deal that I actually closed today, there's a story behind it.
One story? There's like 10 stories
there's
behind
one that I would share.
Okay.
I got 8 no's and 1 yes. Guess what happened when I got the yes? Close the deal.
He closed the double deal today. MashaAllah.
And no, but actually, never take a no. A no is either the person is scared or they didn't agree to something is off in the clauses. It was actually a secondary deal. There were disputes in the clauses, and the seller and the buyer actually met before me. They couldn't reach an agreement. So when I came, it was a non-negotiable from both of their sides, but we managed to make it work.
It happened. I think that's very tricky, area that you're treading in right now, because saying no means no to agents in general means push. And it could even mean, exactly. So you need to be very clear in terms of what you're translating here, because it could mean push, it could mean deceive even. But if no means, but why no?
See, for me, the way I look at it is basically why I never take no as an answer, as a final answer at least, is because I know the market. Mm-hmm. I'm very well educated about the market. I know what basically will make you money. I know where, what type of money, if you're looking for appreciation, you're looking for ROI, equity, whatever. And the first thing that I do, the first agenda of any meeting that I conduct is understanding my client,
Qualification.
what they're looking for.
Exactly.
So in my head,
Spot on.
yes, in my head, if I know what you want, and I know the market very well, I probably know what's best for you. So I need to know what's behind this no. Why is it a no? Maybe you're not ready to buy it, then okay. Other than that,
Dissect it.
dissect
Why is it a no? Exactly. And it's very interesting that you say this, because when I asked the other previous brokers that were interviewed here on the podcast, in-house that were hosted here, in-house brokers, they all had very similar advice. And I take pride in this because that just proves exactly, stole my line. But exactly, that just proves that our practice is forged around offering value and prioritizing a long-term relationship. 100% agree with what you said. What we're going to do here on this episode, because we don't want to go into what advice would you give investors and everything that we've already kind of spoken about a lot. We're going to have a quick debate. I'm catching you off guard here. Top 2 areas to invest in today.
What's the budget? How much do you have?
See, qualification. See? I want to put nothing more than an M. I'm a first-time investor. I don't want, my appetite is low because I'm skeptical. I'm just trying to feel that safety. Give me top 2 areas. And then after that, we're moving on to top 2 types of investments, whether it's off-plan or secondary, or you can actually mix them together.
Is your investment ROI oriented, or are you looking for appreciation? Because
he's not even giving me an answer. He's too busy qualifying me.
No, because if you're looking for...
What do you advise me as a first-time investor?
As a first-time investor, this is actually my favorite type of investments, is targeting long-term capital appreciation. Because yes, getting 10 to 12% ROI in the first 2-3 years is nice, but doubling your money in 3-4 years is even better.
Mm-hmm.
So I would, if you're skeptical, I would look into an area where it's basically guaranteed that it's going to appreciate, something like Dubai Land, for example, an area where the RTA has already announced there is a new metro line, an area where you have 27 universities 5 minutes away from you. So you have these tenants already, you have the faculty members, you have the students, you have everything. And an area which is just underpriced when it comes to price per square foot. When you compare it with other areas in the South, you're looking at 1,200 square foot, 1,200 dirhams per square foot, and then you're looking at these other areas, you're looking at 1,600, 1,700, 1,800. So you see a gap there that will be filled with prices, especially once you know the future plans for the area and the metro line, which is a plus. These areas don't have a metro line.
How long do you expect to see like appreciation proper in Dubai Land?
Not long, actually. My clients bought a 1-bedroom last year for 800K.
I remember, yes.
Now the same developer is selling them for 1 million. That's 20%.
When did she buy?
End of 23.
Okay. Was it end of 23?
I think either end of 23 or beginning of 24.
Okay.
Around that time.
So it's already in the appreciation phase. Actually, I guess there's no debate here because I was going to say Dubai Land as well. But what's the second area?
Second area? This is actually one of my favorite areas, JVT, where I closed my first deal. One of my favorite areas. Why? Because ROI there is very nice. It has very high demand. If you look at it, you can compare it with JVC. Has the same number of demand, but at least half the number of supply. So you already know what's gonna happen there. Prices are gonna skyrocket. The more the supply is limited, it's just simple basics of finance.
And I think JVT is, because the profile, right?
It's like a better version of JVC.
Exactly. And the profile also is, like the profile of properties or real estate over there is mostly townhouses and villas and hotels. Exactly, and hotels.
So you're competing with hotels.
Exactly. Exactly. Stop stealing all the words from hotel. It's an Airbnb haven because if you enter the market with 100 dirhams below Adagio or Movenpick or Novotel, which are all there per day, exactly, you're guaranteed to have occupancy.
I mean, especially if you get in one of these products where they have good quality, high level of amenities. I mean, people usually prefer Airbnbs over hotels if they're made nice.
I do.
Same.
I'm actually traveling tomorrow morning, and I booked an Airbnb, even though it cost me more than a hotel. Because first of all, the privacy. I don't like people knocking on my door for whatever service it is. Second of all, hotels don't really allow you to bring in your guests.
Yeah, exactly. You can't
And
have
the
your friends
delivery.
over. You have to go down.
I have to
It's
go
very
down to get
inconvenient.
I'm like, what kind of service is that? So Airbnbs are definitely a better market, and people are actually moving towards Airbnb much more now than hotels.
What are your favorite two areas?
I mean,
under $1 million?
I feel like you stole my favorite areas, honestly.
Stole them.
Yeah, because I really feel like you did, but it's okay. I would say Dubai Land for sure because of the reasons you mentioned. The RTA expansion is confirmed. You have Academic City, which is home to all these universities. You're housing the faculty members. We're already on the appreciation stage. You know, my client bought for 720K, 1 bedroom. We can sell it. We can sell it for him at like literally $1 million
When did he buy?
minimum. He bought it. It was October
October of
2023.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's already the capital appreciation phase. It's a half established area already. There's residents and everything.
See, we always actually under promise and overachieve because even my clients, the ones that bought for 800K and now it's valued at 1 million, when they asked me about basically what I predict the appreciation would be till handover, which was 3 years down the line, I said 30%. It already appreciated by 20% in 1 year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is a very good point, actually. Under promising. And I will say this to the team and to brokers in general: the projected number in your head, tell your client, minus it 10%. Would you still be okay with it? And even you as a broker, minus it 10%. Is it still a good investment? If it is, then go ahead with it, because keep that 10% gap for whatever happens in the world. Keep that gap for unforeseen circumstances. And if it still makes sense, then go for it. Because I can easily say every single number we've promised to a client has been exceeded.
It has,
Yeah. But I love JVT as an area, and I sell JVT. I'm very active in JVT, big believer in it for the same reasons you've mentioned. But when it comes to long-term capital appreciation, I would definitely move into the Dubai South area. I'm not necessarily saying, because of the airport, because
Very long term.
it is very long term. We're looking at an average of 8 years down the line. But the thing is, and not even because of the airport, but because if you look at Dubai right now, if you look at Palm, Jumeirah, and then you look at Dubai Hills and all the areas around it that include JVC, JVT, it's the same proximity as Palm, Jebel Ali, and Dubai South.
It's basically the new hub.
Exactly. And I remember there was a point where people thought Dubai Hills was far, believe it or not. But look at it now. It's one of the most expensive mileages in town. And Palm Jebel Ali is twice the size of Palm Jumeirah. And it has a lot of focus from the government, including the biggest airport in the world. Mind
that's
you,
the safety behind it.
the government backup. Exactly. But again, I don't think being at such, and I don't know why this is being so pushed online. I don't think being so close to the airport is a good thing. Look at Mirdif.
No, yeah.
Exactly. And we spoke about this actually with Ali Sheikh. But if you look at Mirdif,
Very noisy.
It's 30% occupied, even though it has big villas, good prices.
And even rentals there are.
They're low.
Very
Exactly.
low.
It's an affordable area because it's so close to the airport. You literally see the wheels. Like, it's kind of creepy. But then there's the thing about Dubai South, it's not like Mirdif, it's massive. It's a massive
So basically
project.
you're saying you don't believe in the areas surrounding the
I don't believe in the close proximity to Al Maktoum Airport simply because of the noise. But if we look at other projects in the area, like Expo 2020.
So Expo's amazing.
Exactly. Expo, I've never seen anything like Expo in Dubai. There's literally nothing.
Very
There's always
exclusive as well.
There's always these projects people are like, there's nothing like this in Dubai.
No, but Expo is special.
It's
Very
actually,
special.
yeah, there's nothing like it.
I'll put my money in Expo.
100%. 100% I'd put my money in Expo. And Jebel Ali.
Yeah.
Jebel Ali Hills, Jebel Ali Downtown. This is a free zone. It's a seafront area. There's no seafront anymore.
What do you think about Dubai Island?
Look, I have mixed feelings. Honestly, because it is the closest seafront district from the current airport. It is kind of going to bring Old Dubai. It's going to increase the overall value of Old Dubai. But it's a bottleneck in terms of traffic to get there.
There's 2 exits there.
Yeah. And it's still a bottleneck, and it will be a bottleneck. And great. It's an island, man-made island on the sea. You know, I think it's an amazing project. It's a great vision. But when it comes from an investment, even when we went for all their briefings, their main selling point to us was, from the airport is the closest seafront district. I don't mind doing a 40-minute drive from the airport. I'm okay. I'm not looking for the closest seafront district. That's not a good enough reason.
The airport is getting transferred.
It's moving. Exactly. So if you think about it, the closest seafront district from the airport is actually going to be Jebel Ali.
No, but if you think about it, 1.8 for 800 square foot, 1 bedroom, that has water views, would appreciate, because a lot of people are fans of it. Russians, for example.
Yeah, they love seafront.
They'll push the prices up.
That's correct. I do believe it's very tempting in terms of prices for seafront, you know? But again, it's priced like that for a reason. Do you get what I'm saying? Because there is space for peaking. But the reason why they entered the market with such affordable prices is because they want to leave that space for, if they entered at, for example, 2.5, there wasn't going to be an appreciation because there's a cap to it. Because at the end of the day, and this is just my opinion, it is Old Dubai. See, Dubai is expanding inland and it's expanding south. This is the part that Dubai started with and it's done. Like all the surrounding neighborhood, the areas, it's all Old Dubai. For that, I feel like it could be a great resort destination. I feel like it would be a great...
For Airbnb?
Yeah, Airbnb. It would be a great investment for hotels, for example, to build. But to buy there as an investor looking for long-term appreciation, you will have appreciation, but you're going to stop at a point.
No, but there's definitely space for appreciation because it's the most affordable waterfront living, and it's I wouldn't compare it with Palm Jebel Ali and Palm Jumeirah, but I would say it's an affordable Palm Jumeirah and Palm Jebel Ali because a lot of people do want to live there, but they can't afford these prices, so it's kind of like a compromise.
I'm a believer in the Bay Islands, but again, playing the devil's advocate here, I think there's going to be a cap to that number. Yeah. Unlike or contrary to Palm Jebel Ali or the south or even inland.
Looking at very different investment sizes. So.
Correct. That's the part I was getting to. So you're putting in Palm Jebel Ali, you're putting millions, tens of millions. And yes, you will see appreciation like nothing before. But in
Island, you're putting 1.8 over 5 years.
Exactly. And it has great payment plans and everything. No, I agree, but I definitely wouldn't put it as my top 2 areas. Yeah.
Makes sense.
I wouldn't advise people against picking up in Dubai Islands or anything, but I would just show the numbers realistically and kind of make them understand what cap are we looking at. What about you?
I would advise everyone watching this to contact me. And I can't really recommend any areas before I can get to know their plans.
Qualification is at the core of his business. You will actually not regret calling Ali Taha.
They won't.
Of course they won't. He definitely leaves an impression. The way he works is very impressive. He crunches those numbers like to the point that some people actually try to poach Ali, but his loyalty is intact. Thank you for tuning in to this episode.
Commission structure is better.
Oh, wow. So you're staying here because our commission structure is high?
No, of course. It's not the only reason.
It's okay, be honest.
Not the only reason.
One of the reasons, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Thank you guys for joining us today. Please like, follow, subscribe, and share.
Tune in now. Don't miss the wave.
Like, follow, subscribe, and share to make sure you get notifications for each episode we post. And see you next time.
Don't forget to subscribe, join the ride, Real Estate Real Talk, your guide worldwide.